Thumbnail's got to be juicy. So start with thumbnail. That's the thumbnail. All right, let's get it. All right, let's get it. What is Gucci Manucci's? Darwin TV here, and welcome to the Half Court Podcast, Episode 3. I got my guy, my co-host, Oscar Loza. Oscar, welcome to Episode 3 again.
Hey, Darwin, it's really good to be here today.
So, I got something juicy. I'm just going to jump into it because, man, there is a lot to talk about. I feel like this is going to be a jam-packed podcast, and I'm going to start. Lakers.
Yeah.
Lakers they landed Anthony Davis without giving up Kuzma. Now, that is quite the deal because they could have easily given up Kuzma. They could have been like, take him too. But for the Lakers to be like, you know what, we're gonna hold back because in the beginning they were giving Kuzma away, but they were like, you know what, no, y'all getting enough. Y'all already getting the number 1 pick plus the number 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about that?
I was wrong.
Like always.
I was wrong on this one thing. You said Anthony Davis was going to go to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes, I was right on that.
You were completely right. You said that the Los Angeles Lakers are going to do way better this year that's coming up, going to make it far in the playoffs. You have a good chance here.
Right.
And you also said Kyrie Irving is going to go to the Los Angeles Lakers.
I said it here.
You said it here first. Now, I have to change all my sources because my sources are wrong. I don't know who in the world you're talking to, but we need to talk to them too because I need these contacts. But number 3 is tampering rules do not apply to players. So they've gotten rid of all these athletes. They have $35 million in cap space. That means that is enough money to go after Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker, or whomever that extra piece might be, and still have enough money for the bench. The Lakers could go far, but they won't.
Oh, stop it. Let's take it one step at a time. I said it. ESPN, if you're looking to hire me, hit me up because I've been nailing these, right? It kind of seems obvious with Anthony Davis, but mark my word, it's either Kemba Walker or Kyrie Irving. And I know for a fact LeBron he's gonna prefer Kyrie Irving because of the relationship. They mesh so well together that I think it's gonna happen, right? This was a major plus for LeBron. LeBron had the last laugh. One, because not only did the Warriors did not win, speedy recovery for the 2 players that got injured. They got a little taste of the medicine, of the 2015 medicine, right? When Love got injured, Kyrie got injured. It was the same reverse deal, right? Still, the Warriors did not win. That's one. Mm-hmm. Second, they landed the player they wanted. It is about damn time. Now, I got to give it also to the Celtics because the Celtics were like, we're not giving up Tatum.
Yeah. No, the Celtics did a great decision. They said, we don't really have to win right now. They have a treasure chest of first-round draft picks, a treasure chest of second-round draft picks. They have a good enough core team to still go far in the Eastern Conference. I'm not saying they're going to win it next year, but they still have a lot of talent. They have a lot of cap space. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of really good things in the foundational base of Boston. And they said Anthony Davis may not be worth it compared to everything that they're doing. The Lakers right now are in we need to win right now mode because we have LeBron James, and he's possibly declining a little bit. He's still in the peak of everybody's career.
Right.
He's still possibly one of the best 5 athletes in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
And some individuals even say he's number 1 overall.
I am one.
Yeah, so regardless of it, they're in win now. Boston does not have to win right now because of all the talent that they have coming up.
Okay. So, I do give it to the Celtics because I thought they were going to give everything up for Anthony Davis, but you make a great point on that one. I got to give you that one. I think it's more of take it one step at a time and rebuild. I do see potential in Tatum, man. I really do. Now, I am still up for the 6 years trading Simmons to the Celtics for Tatum. I feel like the Ben Simmons would fit perfectly with the Celtics just because he can't shoot, but he has a high IQ when it comes to passing and finding other players. I think that would be a perfect fit because you still would keep Scary Terry. Is he a free agent?
He'd be a free agent this year.
This year?
Yep.
So this summer?
Yes.
Never mind. So he can be a starting point guard anywhere else. I feel like he does have the talent for it, but I don't think they're going to pay him that much. Do you agree?
Yeah. So Scary Terry actually has a really good position right now with Boston too. If Kyrie leaves, which that's what the consensus is, what everyone is saying. Scary Terry could actually stay in Boston, get paid a whole lot more than what he was getting paid, get probably a 2 or 3 year contract rather than getting just these 1 year deals, have some form of stability, and then show the entire world what he can do. He showed the world what he could do in the playoffs, but now he can have an entire season and playoff run, and it could do a lot better for him. And I agree with you here. If they get Ben Simmons on this team and trade him for Tatum, that could actually help out Boston even more if it's a 1-1. It would hinder them if it's more than just a 1-on-1 situation.
Right. Okay. So let me just go ahead and, because this is the beauty of podcasts. Like you start with one topic and then it just opens the branch for multiple.
Right.
Like we should stay still in the Lakers. So let's get back to the Lakers because instead of agreeing, I want to debate here. Okay. So with this move, I am not worried about who's going to come next because this was the perfect move for people to be like, I wasn't planning on going to the Lakers, but now I'm gonna give it a shot. Shit, you got AD, one of the best centers, and you got Bron, the best player in the world. God damn, I'm pretty sure they're gonna land either Kemba or Kyrie. I keep saying it, right? But here's my thing. Lakers are going to the finals. It is that simple. Lakers are winning the chip. They are in the perfect position. Look, the window of Golden State getting injured, they're not going to be back. They're not going to rebound. So this year is the L for the Warriors, but it is the perfect window for the Lakers.
No.
Who do you see?
Who
do you see in the finals? Who do you see winning it all? Like Rockets with the James choke Harden? Come on. CP3 that's all washed up and is overpaid?
Let me just tell you. Let me tell you some real takes. Let me tell you some real takes. You believe in this fantasy world. You see great athletes, right? You see phenomenal athletes with the Lakers now. But I still see a few things that hinder them. I see, number one, they have Frank Vogel as their head coach. Do you know who Frank Vogel is? Who's the last team he coached? Who's the last team he coached? I'll tell you.
The Pacers?
He coached the Indiana Pacers when he had Paul George. He took last year off. And the team that he was coaching for last 2 years before that was the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic had a 300% winning percentage. That means for every 10 games, he lost 7 of them. Apart from that, the moment he leaves, Clifford becomes the head coach of the Orlando Magic, and they win the division, and they get into the playoffs. They have Frank Vogel, that guy running the helms.
Okay, so would you rather have Frank or Luke Walton?
Luke Walton. Because we can say, hey, Luke Walton may not have been that great intellect compared to all these other coaches, but wasn't he the head coach when he was over at Golden State that took them on the longest streak in NBA history, winning as many games possible? He didn't lose a game. And then Steve Kerr comes back.
I feel like he doesn't get enough credit.
He doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah.
I think he's actually a really good coach compared to what a lot of people think. He's just a lot younger than a lot of people. That's why they don't take him seriously compared to the Phil Jacksons of the world. And I'm glad I brought Phil Jackson's name up because this Lakers team could do great things. Las Vegas has them predicted to win the championship this year. They have them 3-1. So they're saying, if you bet now, this is the team that's going to win the whole thing, most likely. But this team reminds me of the 2012 Los Angeles Lakers when they had
with
Kobe.
Dwight?
When they had Kobe, when they had Dwight Howard, when they had Nash.
That's a big difference, though.
And this is the reason. They have all these individuals that we know that were really good in their prime. But right now, I'm seeing LeBron James decline.
It is different.
I'm seeing
I'm going to stop you right
Anthony
there.
Davis decline.
No.
Whoever they think is going to decline too.
Look, when Howard joined the Lakers, he was 26, still young, but he had back issues. That's one to begin with. Steve Nash was washed up. We're talking about we can land Kemba and Kyrie. I'm sorry. Both of them are in their primes. Yeah. LeBron still is in his prime. He takes care of his body.
Declining prime, yeah.
We're not talking about Kobe. Kobe was in the decline.
Well,
Kobe did not take care of his body the way LeBron did. So it's different. It's like this is a different ballgame. We're talking about one of the best centers in AD. AD just needed a fucking winning team, period.
Sure.
So I don't know who you got winning. The Bucks?
I got the Bucks.
You got the Bucks?
Put money on the Bucks already.
God,
you heard it here first. I put $100 on the Bucks. I'm going to put in more money later on. It's a 7-1 bet. They're winning the Eastern Conference Finals, and then they're going to meet whoever and win that whole thing. I've already got the Bucks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here from Oscar. His prediction is the Bucks. It's a possibility. I'm going to wait to give my prediction in the East because of the free agency. Anything can happen. We'll see because we don't know if Kawhi Leonard's going to stay. We don't know if Jimmy Butler's going to stay, which he is completely out. So we just have to wait. Now, going back to the Lakers.
I have more reasons why they're not going to win, by the way.
Go ahead. Let me hear him.
Now, let's say that Golden State comes back, right? Let's say
it's not happening.
No. Let's just say Klay Thompson gets back. Let's say Curry gets back. Those are the two best 3-point shooters in NBA.
Right.
Let's even say Kevin Durant's out. Right. So right now with the Lakers, you can still see a major flaw with them. They don't have any 3-point shooters at all in this core that they have. None of them are 3-point shooters. LeBron James does all right behind the arc, but he primarily goes for twos, mid-rangers. Right. Anthony Davis goes for right down in the post and also mid-rangers. And even if you get Kyrie Irving...
But he can still spread the floor, though.
They can spread the floor, but they're still not in the highest percentage of 3-point shooting.
Right.
Last year, they were one of the worst teams. I understand that they got rid of them all, but they were still one of the worst, and that included many of the people that are still staying. They only got rid of 3 players. They're still going to keep 10 of them regardless. And most likely they're going to re-sign some of these individuals just because they have nowhere else to go. So regardless, they're possibly still going to be one of the worst 3-point shooting teams unless they're able to find individuals in free agency. And those individuals are going to want money, and the Lakers won't have it.
Well, this is the only issue that the Lakers are going to face. The Lakers just need to land shooters. That's all. If you can get maybe a Korver, maybe a JJ Redick, even not JR, but just shooters, and surround LeBron with shooters, because that's his style. LeBron just draws so much attention that his style of play is more of.
And then
say what?
He gets a 2-on-1, and then a Wolf calls open.
Right.
So you can get an open 3.
The smart thing to do, whoever's behind and making these big decisions in the Lakers organization, you just need to get like shooters. Surround LeBron with shooters, because we all know how that went, not surrounding him with shooters. Like you got Lonzo, another point guard that plays similar to LeBron. Then you got Rondo, that's a true point guard that doesn't shoot the ball. Like we all know how that went. Now you surround LeBron with shooters, that's a different story.
It should be a different story, but that's still waiting to see in free agency. And I don't think that the Lakers organization is able to do it. Maybe if LeBron James is in the room and saying, hey, I want an individual like Kyle Korver, someone that doesn't really get a lot of respect in the league, but his only game is just 3-point shooting, then that could potentially work. But in all reality, I still see a lot of flaws. Like I've told you, I don't have a lot of faith in Frank Vogel. I still don't have a lot of faith in their ownership. And I don't know if they're able to get individuals that can shoot behind the arc. They have a great opportunity on getting Kyrie Irving, and I don't even know if they're going to be able to get Kemba Walker if, and this is just a big if Charlotte offers him the Supermax. If I were him, I'd stay in Charlotte with the Supermax because that's over $100 million left on the table. That's a lot of money and stability for him to have.
So, and if you're Kemba, then you're going to pull a Carmelo Anthony, just go for the money and
just go for the money.
Throw away your career. And
it's not throwing away your career.
It is. Nobody's going to remember you.
Kemba Walker would most likely still be in the Hall of Fame.
He's still not going to be remembered, though. My goal here, if I'm an NBA player, my goal is to leave a legacy, man. I want to be remembered because it's really easy to collect the money. It's hella easy to just sit back and be in a miserable team and just collect the money. I want to be remembered, but not everybody has that mentality.
Well,
and I feel like Kemba Walker is in that point where he wants to win.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say Russell Westbrook stays in Oklahoma City his entire career, right?
Right.
Doesn't win a ring.
Right.
Would he still be remembered?
Yes.
And
the triple-double king, the triple-double master, the guy that one of the best explosive point guards. Of course he's going to be remembered.
Okay. That was just one example, right? Let's look back at another Thunder player, Nick Collison.
No.
So he shouldn't be remembered, right?
No.
Yet everybody in Oklahoma City knows who he is for some reason or another.
Because he is a bench warmer. Of course they're going to remember him. He has a jersey retired for just sitting in the bench.
So there's different ways to remember athletes.
How would you remember
so
Kemba?
Kemba could do the same thing. Kemba.
How would you remember Kemba?
No. That's what I'm saying is it's a different aspect and a different mindset. Some individuals only go for rings, like you're saying, and that can be a way to elevate yourself and a way for people to remember you. Other individuals say, well, I want to be remembered by the team that drafted me. They gave me an opportunity. They gave me a chance. So if he stays in Charlotte, his name's going to be on the rafters here in 5 years, whenever he retires. Like after
he's going to be remembered in Charlotte for just the guy that stayed with the team. That's it. And he's just going to be remembered in Charlotte.
And the entire NBA, most
No.
He'll primarily be remembered in Charlotte, yeah.
That's it. I already forgot about him.
You already forgot
I did.
about him?
Who is he? Oh, my God. Is he the center that plays over there at UCLA?
Negative. Connecticut,
All right,
but
so
you're so negative.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you who won this
he has
Pelicans.
a championship next to his name.
Who?
He has a championship next to his name.
Kemba?
Yeah, NCAA. But championship.
Oh, God. Wow. Anyways, let me tell you who won this trade, right? This looks nice, right? You got the Pelicans roster. If you look at it, you get Zion, Lonzo, Ingram, Hart as a backup point guard. You have Randall, and you have Drew Holiday. For AD, it is clear as day that the Lakers won this trade because Anthony Davis is signing a max contract after he is done with the Lakers. Am I right?
No. Oh, my, no.
The Lakers won this.
The Lakers won
Yes.
this? Are you kidding me?
You're getting the best center. You're getting the best center in Anthony Davis. You're getting LeBron that is still in his prime, and you get they're going to sign Kyrie. They're going to sign Kyrie or Kemba.
No.
I'm more towards Kyrie. Kyrie, come back.
No. New Orleans won this trade. Because you got to think about it is, Rich Paul told the entire world that he's going to go to Los Angeles regardless. He predicted this. He said,
right. And that was a
don't
smart
blame me if he stays on your team. Don't blame me if you trade him and he's just a rental for a year. He told the entire world. He told the diaspora this. Now, what does Los Angeles do? They said, what is more valuable to us? Getting into the playoffs this year, guaranteed for sure with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and having a chance. I'm not saying they're going to win. They have a chance.
They're going to win.
Get into the Western Conference Finals, and if they win that, they're going to have an even bigger chance of winning the entire finals.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Now, or they could have said, we'll wait a year, not give up all these 6 pieces, the 3 players and 3 draft picks, for this one individual that we're going to get regardless in a year. So they said, we want to do this now. New Orleans, on the other hand, they gave up a player that was basically 1 foot out the door, was going to fake injuries probably his entire time, and just sit on the bench and do nothing.
And collect a check.
And just collect paychecks. Just stay there. So in all reality, it looks like New Orleans did the best they could possibly do, and they have stability for years to come. Now, am I saying that all 3 of those players that just came from Los Angeles are going to stay in New Orleans forever? No, they're probably not. But if you can stay 1, maybe 2 of them, and then with the draft picks, keep 1 or 2, like Zion Williams, and maybe another one, maybe Barrett gets drafted by them, then you have a great chance of having stability. And in 3 years, you could even see the New Orleans Pelicans being in the Western Conference Finals because the other teams are getting a little bit older, and they're going to have a great years to come. That's why I'm saying New Orleans has a great chance, and I think they won this trade regardless.
But are you think they're going to capitalize on it? Because if we look back at the New Orleans history, they don't capitalize. They don't take advantage of what they have. I mean, with Chris Paul, who was the biggest star that they had around him when he was there?
I agree with you. And
now you're getting another big star in Zion?
You're going to get a huge star with Zion.
And then if they able to land R.J. Barrett, they play good together.
They played well together.
So who knows?
Right.
But are they going to capitalize on that? That's why I'm not even worried about the Pelicans.
Well, you have to remember when New Orleans had Chris Paul, they still weren't doing everything they needed to make sure that he was great. They wanted to trade Chris Paul, and the NBA commissioner said no. They were trying to do all this to make sure that they had stability for years to come. Now they actually did it so many years later. So that's one. Number two is they have a really amazing head coach in New Orleans. They actually have good stability with the general manager. So that's why I'm saying it's a lot better now than what it was, especially when individuals remember Chris Paul, especially in the Oklahoma City area after Hurricane Katrina, because they played here in Oklahoma City for a couple of years.
Right.
And we all saw the Pelicans, or I'm sorry, the Hornets at the time that became the Pelicans, we all saw them not really doing everything great to try and make it to the playoffs. They just had a really great athlete. That's all they had.
On that one, I'll give it to you. We'll just have to see how that turns out. I feel like I said, and I'm going to stay behind it, the Lakers won this trade because they're going to the finals and they're going to win the championship. It is just that simple.
And Darwin, I will say this. You were right about Toronto, about Kawhi Leonard, and that Toronto won the trade.
Yes. That is.
You were right.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And did we get to talk about it last? No, we didn't even talk about it. That is crazy. We should have just jumped into that in the beginning, but let's just talk about that real quick.
Did you just like saying that I was wrong and you were right?
I did like that. But, like, the Raptors were able to close it out. But I'm going to say this, right? I got to give it to the Warriors. If Klay Thompson wasn't injured, didn't get injured in that third quarter, it would have been wraps. Was it a third quarter?
Yeah, it was the third. Well, it was somewhere in there.
Yeah. It would have been wraps because Klay Thompson left with 30 points, and he was just on one.
He was on fire.
So it would have probably extended to Game 7, which I think the Raptors would have pulled it off.
Yep. I think regardless, the Raptors would have won in Game 7. No matter what I was saying, because it was not looking that great for Golden State in that game. Now, what I was also noticing is Klay Thompson, amazing in the game regardless. He gets injured, still wants to come back, and after his injury, he still shoots those two free throws.
And makes them
both?
Look.
Are you kidding me?
I feel so sorry for Klay Thompson because he's the only Warrior I like, and he is worthy of a super max contract. He can go to any team and be great because he is just that good of a shooter, a defender, and the guy can do anything, man, pretty much anything. And I like his energy. I like his vibe. This injury kind of hurts him a little bit. I'm pretty sure that the Warriors were happy to see him not be in that all-time list of first team. But this man deserves it. And this kind of messes up everything because he's forced to sign with the Warriors. Because if you're the Warriors, you want to keep him. And even though this injury is, it's devastating for him because he's going to be out for 10 months. You still got to pay him. Pay him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pay the man.
Right. So with this, and we're going to just close it with this, I think the best shot that Kevin Durant has is just to stay with the Warriors right now.
Most likely. I mean, he's got this player option right now. So he should just stay with him.
Recover, and then
realistic.
maybe, 2-year contract or 3 or 1 year maybe?
Well, he has a player option regardless. So he'll have this 1 year. Then after this year's over, he can go wherever he wants
I would do that. I would definitely do that. Do that. I think that's not going to phase him that much. But, yeah, man, I got to give it to Kawhi Leonard, and I'm going to close this section out by saying this. Kawhi Leonard becomes the first player in winning MVPs West and East.
Wow.
Kawhi Leonard is the second best player. Stamp that right there. Even when KD comes back, and KD is still KD, saucing everybody from anywhere, Kawhi Leonard is the best player because not only he proved it in these finals, not only did he prove it, he closed the deal.
Well, I will say this one thing about Kawhi. I'm glad that he won both times, finals MVP. I don't think he deserved the second one, though. I think it was my boy, Fred VanVleet, should have won it.
How could we forget?
The best player off the bench.
I got to agree with you, bro. Like, it's crazy that I'm agreeing with you, but, like, I think they should split it in half and give one piece to Fred and then the other one to Kawhi.
I'm telling you.
This guy came in clutch. I'm telling you, having a kid was the best thing for him to happen.
I
Because
didn't even know
it
who
was
this
lights
guy
out.
was until the final showed up.
Yes.
I'm telling you the truth. Now he's a 2-time champion, once in the D League and once up here, and he took Wichita
Boy.
State all the way to the Final Four. No one knew who this guy was, but
Yes.
he's just, wherever he goes, he wins. I'm telling you right now, Fred, next year, when he's done with his contract, he'll be a max guy wherever he wants to go to.
I think it
He'll
is.
be a
It is.
starter wherever he
And
wants to.
one thing I got to mention here, and I swear this is the last one here talking about Toronto, right? And the Raptors. Kyle Lowry started the playoffs with 0 points. I was already calling every team. I was the one behind the trades. I was the one trying to make the trade happen. I was, after that the postseason was done, I was like, they need to get rid of Kyle Lowry. But hey, I got to take my hat off. I got to give my respect to Kyle Lowry because he proved that he can do it in the big stage where it really matters. I trashed him a lot all season long because he was just not showing up, not giving Kawhi Leonard the help he needed. But he came through and he was fearless, man. Kyle Lowry, you deserve the bottom part of the MVP. I got to give it to you, man. He averaged 26 points a game.
Yeah.
The last game he had like 27 or something like that. Good job. Good job. You did it for DeRozan, right? Good job.
Good job.
Okay, so this is about free agency now. Where does Jimmy Butler go
Jimmy Butler's going to follow Kyrie wherever he wants to go.
if Kyrie signs with the Lakers, though?
Okay, then he's going to go to Brooklyn. He's not going to stay in Philadelphia. There's no way he's going to stay there. I mean, you could say that they had a little bit of good chemistry there, but if I were Jimmy Butler and I saw what happened in the playoffs, they had a great chance to make it to the finals. They didn't do anything there, and they had a great team. Why stay with the team that you know is not going to have to be successful? Go somewhere else.
Okay, so this is the scenario. If I'm Jimmy Butler, this is the scenario I'm putting together, right? I go down, I'll test the free agency and see what my best options are. Because it can go either two ways, right? I would sit down with the organization, the Sixers, and be like, what can we do to move players around? Because clearly this team did not work. And either we switch Ben Simmons, we move Ben Simmons around, we do something with Tobias. I don't know what the case is, but see what the options are as far as moving other players to make this fit. I think staying in the Sixers would be the better option for Jimmy Butler. If that's not the case, scenario number 2 would be going to the Nets, maybe going with Kyrie, depending if Kemba signs with the Lakers. But that's going to be decent. That's not going to be nothing too crazy. I mean, I still feel like the Nets, after they sign, if they were to sign Kyrie and Butler, they still can, have a couple of good pieces around them.
Yeah, because, well, you got to think about what the Nets are doing. The Nets, and during the playoffs, so everybody who was watching the finals, they were making very big moves. They cleared up a lot of cap space because they said, people are coming. They knew something. I think they were tampering, but they said Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, they're not going to go to New York. They're going to come here instead. That's what they were saying. Now, as we're saying, Kevin Durant's best option should maybe just be stay in Golden State. Just recover there because they have better doctors, I think, there in Los Angeles compared to the New York area. And he's going to have a better feel because of the weather temperatures and all that nature. And so I think he should probably just stay. And I agree with you there. So that means they have a max opening spot for Kyrie, and then they have a max opening spot for somebody else. So that could be where Jimmy Butler lands, and they're going to be relevant, and they're going to be able to sell tickets. And apart from that, they're going to have a good chance to make it to the playoffs and go deep in there. And they can also re-sign Russell and bring him back. That's going to be a good team.
That is. You can put him on the 2, maybe put Kyrie on the 2, or use him as a starting backup.
Yeah, you could.
Now, I feel sorry, man, because I really have faith in the Knicks, but they're pretty much salt. Like, they're just done. I got to give this one to you. I think that's the only thing I'm going to give to you, but I still have faith in the Knicks. I want the Knicks to be an organization that is – I want them to be a dynasty, period. But it's not happening. It's really not. I gave hope. Like, I've already done. I gave it up. And we'll just have to see next season. Now,
like a loyal Knicks fan, let's see what next season does.
I kind of sound like a loyal Knicks fan, but I just want to see some. I'm just tired of not seeing them succeed, and they just have all this
We're
hype.
all tired of seeing them being unsuccessful. every time I see New York versus Oklahoma City, I already chalk it up for a win for Oklahoma City.
I just turn off the TV.
It's
you know
sad.
What?
Like, that's supposed to be a primetime game.
Yeah.
And I already know what's going to happen. It's sad.
They televise it because the
Because
fact
of
that
the
they
amount
know
of people
somebody's
that
going to
watch
go
it.
off. No, they know somebody's going to go off. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the visiting team. They're going to drop 60 minimum. It's the Madison
Yeah,
Square
they're
Garden.
going to play hard in the Garden.
Yeah.
They're going to show the Garden fans what an all-star
It could
looks
be the
like.
Suns having the worst record, but they're going to show off in the Garden. Best believe Devin Booker's dropping 8.
Yeah, Booker's great.
Golly.
It is not Booker's fault that they suck.
Speaking of that, man, what do you do with Booker, man?
Booker already signed a supermax there.
I know.
So, so Booker, he's going after the thing that I tell everyone to do. Get your money.
And I agree with you on this one. Why? Because he's still young. You'll get this, the rookie contract or something like that?
He signed the rookie contract. So it's not like the supermax that everybody knows. It's not like $35 million a year. He signed the one below it, so that's about $28 million a year, which is huge
Right.
for everybody. And it's only a 5-year. So I've said, like, it's only a 5-year deal. That's a long time for people. But after the 5 years are done, he's still going to be in his prime.
Right.
He's still going to be, 26, 27-ish, around that age group, so he can go to whatever team he wants, or he can sign there again. And most likely, the Supermax went from 35 up to 42, possibly. So he can even make more money. He can decide whatever he wants.
Yeah, them checks are going to look nice.
I want to be his grandkid. Like, that's how much stability is going to be in that family.
Yes. We've covered a lot, man. I got all these topics here. We've covered a lot. I like it because we're 30 minutes in, and we pretty much cover all the topics I had. I got just one more topic, and it's just I definitely didn't bring the Thunder shirt just to show it off. I have faith in Sam Presti.
I have
faith. This is a chance. Look, I'm happy if we make it to the conference finals, which I think is the perfect window for us. It's just a matter if we make changes in the offseason. Yeah. Sam Presti is a guy that moves quiet. You never saw the Paul George trade happening, right?
So Sam Presti is possibly one of the best general managers in the entire NBA. He makes things happen, and he shocks me. He pulls off these magic tricks.
Right.
He traded 2 players that Oklahoma City thought were good for possibly an all-star, for a rental piece that everybody was saying for a rental piece for 1 year, and made him stay for 5 more years.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? I don't know what Sam Presti does in the middle of the night, but it's glorious. I've seen Sam Presti go to not only the Oklahoma City Thunder games, but also the Oklahoma City Blue games. We've had conversations with one another when we were there, and he keeps to himself. He doesn't want to let anybody know what's going on. He's not bragging about players. I tell him, hey, this Diallo kid, he's looking pretty good. He goes like, yeah, he's doing all right. He could still grow and develop. And Diallo wins the slam dunk contest this year. He just knows what's going to happen.
Though. I'm pissed about that. Billy Donovan, I'm pissed about that. Let the kid develop, man. He barely played.
Yeah. But he was still in the D League doing his thing. And he was doing all right there. I mean, I went to a few of those games. I have access to all this stuff. So it wasn't that bad to just see him develop there. And the great thing about the Oklahoma City organization that a lot of people don't take credit for is the developmental league is right across the street from where the NBA team plays. The Cost Convention Center is literally right across the street, if anybody didn't know that. So he can literally have easy access to whichever one he wants to. And he also makes his schedule easier for himself because every time that he has an NBA game right at around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, he makes the D-League game right at 2 or 3. So he watches both back to back to say, hey, I don't think, like, let's just pretend somebody. Let's say Jeremy Grant, right? Let's just say Jeremy Grant isn't developing exactly where he wanted to, and if he were a bench player, we could switch them out, and we'd have them ready for the same day. Compare that to other teams that they have to fly these individuals in.
Right.
You could have them ready that same day. But Sam Presti is a phenomenal general manager, and it's also because of Bennett trusts him. Clay Bennett is doing great things with his businesses and is saying, hey, Sam Presti, I trust you more than I trust my president of organizations. I want you to be able to develop this team. So one of the worst things that could actually happen for the Thunder is if Sam Presti leaves to a bigger area, and he's had multiple opportunities to do so already. But he's trying to make the team become successful. The problem is teams don't want to make trades with the Thunder anymore. And the Thunder, I don't think they have the key
They don't got
pieces
enough.
to make trades. They don't have any draft picks. They don't even have a first or a second draft pick for the next year. They barely drafted somebody this year. And the pieces that they do have really big contracts. Like we keep saying, I want to get rid of Nate Roberson. Nate Roberson has a big contract. There's going to be hard things to do. And it's unfortunate that we live in this desperate that we cannot make this trade happen.
Yes, I'm
So,
just praying.
We're going to, and I was speaking with a few individuals, like top tier individuals for NBA.
Yeah.
And even they're telling me, is like, there may be a chance that the Thunder don't even make the playoffs because of how good all these other teams are coming up. Like you said, like the Lakers, we already knew they didn't make the playoffs last year. That's a team that's going to make it.
Yes.
Now, I still think
Clippers might sign somebody decent.
Yeah. So I still think the Thunder are going to make it.
I
But
do
people
too.
are still telling me they're on the bubble.
Like here's the thing, man. Like you're right. You're right on that. I would definitely try to see what we can get for Steven Adams and Roberson if there's a possibility. Another thing I want to mention here is the major W that we made with Schroeder. Nobody gives Schroeder enough credit. Great backup point guard. Performed great for us. If we were able to keep him, I would definitely still keep him as a backup point guard. The guy can create his own shots. He was under the paint a lot. Major W here, but it is going to be very interesting to see what we do because we need improvement.
Yeah.
We need improvement.
Well, this is why I tell people Oklahoma City is going to be one of the different organizations to play for compared to the bigger markets. So if you're in Los Angeles or New York, there's a lot of people there, and that means a lot of companies. One big company is TMZ. So you could be eating at a nice restaurant, and TMZ just catches you. And TMZ catches you at your best and your worst.
Right.
In Oklahoma City, players don't really have that problem. In the organization itself, they try to surround themselves with reporters that they trust. They don't have every single exclusive reporter here, so that means players don't get in trouble a lot. And Dennis Schroeder, he played last for the Atlanta Hawks. And while he was with the Atlanta Hawks, he was with some individuals that were not very good, like the people that he was hanging around with. He made decisions that were not good for his career, for his family, and other things of that nature. Now he's here, and he's making swift changes for his lifestyle, which I'm very proud of him for doing so. We don't see him doing anything bad while he's here, and he's a player that is trusted in the community now. I always tell people, it's not what you did in your past, it's what you're doing now to make yourself better in the future. So he's doing great things here in Oklahoma City, and he's a player that I myself am going to be doing things with partnerships in the Oklahoma City public schools and Oklahoma City area, and I'm proud to be able to do that with him. So I hope he stays because of just the big change that he's developed in himself through this past year alone.
I definitely agree with you on that. I'm still praying that Sam Presti pulls a magic trick under his sleeve because I did not expect the PG. I did not expect the Schroeder to be such a good help. Now, like I keep saying, we need shooters, but it just is just for us to sit back, wait, and see. If we don't do nothing, I think we're going to I still think we have a path to make it to the conference finals, and I'll be happy with that. Because I'm pretty sure like PG isn't like that huge star you can trust as far as taking you that far. But if he takes us to the conference finals, I'll be happy with that. He had a great season, one of his best seasons. If it wasn't for the shoulder injury, that's another thing we have to watch out for, the shoulder injury, see if he's going to be back and running. I think it's going to take him quite a bit. But if it wasn't for that shoulder injury, he would have won MVP, hands down. And one thing I want to get out of my system is I find it so stupid that we have to wait after everything is over for some players to get these damn awards, like the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not a big fan of it.
No, it's not because nobody's watching them.
Right.
Nobody cares about them.
Everything is over. Right?
Yeah, everything's over at that point. If I were the commissioner, you have an entire week right after the Western and Eastern Conference Championship before you see the finals. That could be a great time period.
Perfect window.
That'd be a great window to have all these awards. Why do you need more time to have all this? Because all those votes are cast right after the first round. Can you not count? Can you not math? I don't know what you're doing, NBA. It feels like you're trying to rig a system a little bit to try and give more hope. But it also seems like you're trying to make the NBA relevant during a time where it's not relevant at all.
Right.
And it could have more support, you'd have more viewership, and you'd have more people interested if you actually did it during this time slot that we're suggesting. So you should really hire us to be in control of this, to be honest with
For
you.
real.
Because it feels like you don't know what you're doing.
It's annoying. I think it shouldn't be. It should be right in that conference final window, but we'll just have to see, man. We're definitely going to be doing another podcast. We're going to close this one out. We talked about a lot of stuff in a short period of time, which is kind of my, for my favorite. But we'll definitely be back when I'm right, when Kyrie signs with the Lakers, when these awards are handed out, which is going to be very interesting to see. And these podcasts are going to keep coming. So, Oscar, once again, thank you for coming. And it was pretty good.
Hey, thanks, Darwin. Love being here.
So, you guys, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Feedback in the comment section, please. Your boy D to the Win is out.
Peace.